All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekha Kwadash. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And Shalom to you brothers out there and you good amount of sisters. All right, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatham to you all. All right, now I want to go into a little bit, just a few videos like you see here. I got these 3 videos. I just saw these pop up on my feed, and Spirit said, touch on this, so I'm gonna actually do this. I'm gonna add this to the queue. All right, and then we're gonna roll through these videos. All right, so this is fair use. Then we're gonna get these scriptures. All right. Because what you see going on with this SNAP stuff, all right, Esau basically saying that he's going to take away EBT and, SNAP food stamps, all right, for, I believe, 25 states, all right, which includes, for example, California, which is a huge state, all right, as well as here in Jersey, all right, I believe Massachusetts as well, I think both of the Carolinas, I'm not 100% sure on that, but basically, for all intents and purposes, the majority of people that receive food stamps and EBT are not going to get it, during November, right? Unless they fix this shutdown, all right? So this could very well be the trigger, all right, that really makes Jacob's trouble escalate, all right? Because like the elder apostle Tahar says, we are in Jacob's trouble right now. It just hasn't fully kicked up into a high gear just yet, so to speak. We're still in first gear. It hasn't, but it's gonna pick up to the second gear. And then it's gonna pick up to the third gear, to the fourth gear, and before you know it, you're at highway speeds of Jacob's trouble, so to speak. If you catch my drift. If you understand my metaphor. You're driving a stick shift car. You're gonna go from the first gear. You're gonna hit the clutch, second gear, third gear. All right, and you're accelerating as you do that, So Jacob's trouble is accelerating, so this could very well be that thing that kicks us up into a higher gear of Jacob's trouble. All right, so hey, with that, I want to let this play. This is fair use. Then we're going to get these scriptures.
Food assistance for some people.
Gabby Killa tells us who will get SNAP benefits next month and who won't.
Partial relief for Louisiana families in need of food assistance. Governor Jeff Landry signs an emergency order Friday, approving benefits through November for children as well as elderly and disabled people.
The governor, since the legislature is already in special session, he went ahead and he declared a state of emergency within the state of Louisiana, which is within his powers as governor.
For everyone else affected, SNAP benefits will lapse November 1st if the shutdown continues.
Even though those people might not be, elderly or children or disabled, those people still might have members of their household, still might have family members that are depending on those SNAP benefits. And of course, those people as individuals themselves might be below the poverty line.
Louisiana families we spoke with explain how essential the programs are, especially for those already affected by the shutdown.
This is going to be the end of government assistance for people that truly need it.
Well, but that's just the beginning, though, because it's already been a lot of things that's already been affecting, like, everyone in the neighborhood.
My children work hard. Take care of their children. Then they got grandchildren they got to take care of.
In the meantime, food banks prepare for an influx of people. And Louisiana families consider what meal times might look like to those not protected by Landry's order.
Yeah, and a scripture that comes to mind is the full storehouses shall appear empty, all right, which is in 2nd Esdras. All right, Salakia, hold up, let me get this. My bad, yo. Let's see, full storehouses. All right. This is 2nd Esdras 6:22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, you know, so these warehouses, all right, your Costco's, BJ's, all right, even, you know, smaller places like ShopRite, you know, or whatever you have, Kroger's, you know, A&P, you know, whatever the case is, you know, even higher end places like Whole Foods or whatever, you know, everywhere where you have food stocked up, all right, water, essential supplies, all right, it's going to come to a point where these places are all barren, all right, and when Jacob's Trouble really gets into a higher gear, you know, eventually people are going to start robbing these places, all right, and just start looting them. You know, you already hear Jake talking about how he's going to loot Walmart. You know, are you crazy? You know, they have all type. You think you're pulling a fast one on Walmart with all the billions of dollars they have? No, they're tracing you. All right, you go into Walmart, you steal something, they know there's not a chance in hell you're getting away with it. They got 1 billion security cameras in there, and they have a whole team of security directors who are watching the TVs, you know, who are watching the security cameras constantly, and they're putting cases together. All right, did you know that at Walmart they'll let you steal stuff until it gets to a felony level, and then when they recognize your face coming into that store with their facial recognition or whatever the case, I don't know if they use facial recognition, but they're gonna build a case on you, all right? And I wouldn't be shocked if they have facial recognition. You know, they build a case on you to when you steal a federal amount of stuff, that's when they come in and they pull you to the side when they see you stealing again, and they're like, "Hey, come with us. We want to show you something." All right, and that's when they bring the police in. All right, and that's when you're gonna actually face jail time. All right, so Salakia for going on a rant, but you know, Jake thinks he's going to steal from these big chain stores, all right? And it's not going to work, you know? So 2nd Ezra 6:22 again, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. You know, what does it mean to be sown? You know, you reap what you sow. So sown is when ground is sown, that means you've sowed the seeds, you know? So you've planted your seeds, and now the fruit is budding, you know, so that's going to be unsown, you know, those sown places, you know, because Most High is going to bring about a famine, you know, and also metaphorically speaking, these places that are bountiful, you know, like a grocery store, it's going to be unsown, you know, it's going to not have that abundance in it, you know, of food, you know. The full storehouses shall suddenly appear empty, or shall suddenly be found empty, you know. So we're heading towards that, all right? And these food pantries are not going to cut it, you know, because ultimately, why? This is the Most High bringing judgment, okay? But I'm going to let it play again. Fair use, fair use.
Food stamps, there's going to be very little hot plates on the table.
When they go away, it's going to be a lot of turmoil for people that don't have money to feed themselves. I mean, and then looking for a job. The economy is so bad right now when it comes to finding work.
Collins says Landry will need to ask for additional...
Yeah, you know, the economy is so bad when it comes to, finding work. You know, the Most High is putting the squeeze on this place, all right? The Most High is putting the squeeze on America, all right? And people are barely getting by, all right? Let's get this. Mirth, I want to say it's in... Let's see. I think it's in Ezekiel. Or no, Isaiah, Salakia. Isaiah 24:11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. That wine goes into answers, you know, knowledge, you know, wisdom. Okay? All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. That's right. All joy here in America at this time is darkened. All right? There is no mirth. What does mirth mean? Let's look this up. Mirth, amusement, especially as expressed in laughter. So hee hee ha ha, you know, having a good time, you know, silly, goofy, happy-go-lucky, nothing's wrong. All right, nothing can go wrong. It's all good. That vibration is out of here. All right, because things are very serious. The Most High has put the squeeze on this place economically. All right, and like you heard Jake say, This is going to cause a lot of turmoil for people that can't afford to feed themselves. And yeah, it is. And that's biblical, you know. 2 Ezra 15 and 5, it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world." Does that sound like that's all love? Is God good all the time? Because he just said he was going to bring plagues upon the world. Okay? It says the sword, the modern day sword is the gun, famine, death, and destruction. The Most High is getting ready to starve many people out of his own people. You know, we're not concerned with the heathens. Let me make that clear. This message is only for the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and speckled bird Israelites that look like the other nations, but are in fact Israelites by the seed of their father, all right? So this is only for our people. This is only for the house of Israel, all right? Verse 6, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. I will not wink at their ignorance anymore." You know, I sent my prophets out there. They came with 100% truth, beginning with the apostles of Great Millstone, the elder bishops, the elders on down, you know, and the brothers, you know, who have all the way down to the lowest brothers, such as myself, you know, that have the sincere testimony or the true testimony of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, you know, which is the spirit of prophecy, you know. So the Most High sent his prophets out there to give our people warning. And Jake, what did Jake do? Scoffed, all right, laughed, all right, took this thing for a joke. So now they're going to see that the Most High is not mocked, all right. 2 Ezra 15 and 8, reading on, "Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." Who's that? That's the elect, the hopeful elect. You know, we're crying out to the Most High continually to get us out of this land of confusion, all right, this nightmare, you know, Babylon, confusion, you know, this hellhole known as America, okay? Verse 9, "And therefore saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them." All right. So the Most High is looking at his elect, you know, with compassion, you know, but for the 2/3 of our people, it's not looking good. All right. So let's watch the next one of these videos. All right. This one is titled, "I Don't Know What I'll Do." All right. And this is in New York. All right. Buffalo, New York. All right. So let's let it play. This is fair use, fair use.
We begin tonight with an issue impacting millions of Americans. The USDA says come November 1st, there will be no SNAP benefits issued. That's because Congress is yet to pass legislation to fund the government. Now, 27 days into this shutdown. Now, this impacts nearly 3 million people statewide, including thousands right here in Western New York. You can see the breakdown here by district. In just the 26th district, almost 140,000 people rely on SNAP benefits. Now, local food pantries already feeling the impact of this crisis. They're bracing to help even more people if the shutdown doesn't end soon. Tonight, 7 News reporter Michael Schwartz is sharing the voices of our local food banks and what resources are available for you.
You got the cups? Agnes Leone is a volunteer at St. Luke's Mission of Mercy in Buffalo. She herself is homeless and relies on St. Luke's and SNAP benefits for food.
The situation with the government shutting down is going to be really affecting a lot of families like me.
Agnes is among the 42 million Americans that won't have their SNAP benefits issued come Saturday, November 1st, due to the government shutdown.
It's been days that I haven't gone to sleep because I'm thinking, what's going to happen to all of us?
If you don't have your SNAP benefits, what will happen to you?
I don't know what I'll do.
Coletta Robinson also...
You're going to starve, you know? And I hate to say because it sounds cruel or whatever, but, you know, the Most High is getting ready to starve our people out, all right? The Most High is getting ready to bring great plagues, all right, upon our people, all right? Let's get this, death. And I don't even feel bad saying it, you know? Scratch that, all right? You know, the Most High is getting ready to bring judgment, all right? Man, Slaki, let me see. Jeremiah 15:2, it says, "And it shall come to pass, if they, Jake, say unto thee, Whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, Thus saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, such as are for death to death, all right, and such as are for the sword to the sword." Okay, so if it's your lot to die, you're going to die. If it's your lot to get shot up or hacked to pieces with a machete, that's what's going to happen, all right? And such as are for the famine to the famine. Okay, so if you're supposed to die of famine, then guess what? The Most High is going to use famine to kill you, all right, as a judgment, all right? And such as are for the captivity to the captivity. Jeremiah 15:2 in the NLT. "And if they say to you, But where can we go? Tell them, this is what Yahweh says." Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai says, "Those who are destined for death to death. Those who are destined to war to war. Those who are destined for war to war. Those who are destined for famine to famine. Those who are destined for captivity to captivity." So, those who are destined to famine, those who are destined for famine to famine. All right. So I'm going to let this play again.
Lies on St. Luke's, where she stopped today to get a meal.
I know a lot of people are out there hurting.
Right now here, they serve between 300 to 400 meals per day. But kitchen supervisor Jean Marinaro fears it could get way busier.
Well, I'm concerned that the numbers are going to probably double every day. People are now asking for meals to go home to their kids after school, or for the elderly that can't get here, or the disabled. If they don't have the food in the beginning of the month, that's how it's going to be for the whole month. Right from the 1st to the 30th, we're going to be busy.
Many here I spoke with say they're not focusing on tension of politics, but instead keeping the faith and trusting local pantries like St. Luke's.
Let's see if Jesus saves you. All right, let's see if white Jesus comes down and saves you. All right?
No matter what I'm going through, since I got homeless, I really told God I'm still going to push. I'm still going to help others. Situation worse than mine, because I think I'm very blessed regardless of what we're going.
Shit, you calling on God and you homeless. You calling on God and you homeless. All right? You calling on God. And we understand that sometimes, brothers in the truth, that you might have to go through, or you will have to go through rough patches. All right? It may even come down to being homeless. All right? We understand that, but you call on God and Jesus and you don't get help. All right? Why? Because the Most High has his prophets out here telling you his name and his son's name. All right? Proverbs 30:4. What is his name? What is his son's name? If thou canst tell. All right? Proverbs, 16 and, man, let me get it. Man, how do I not know this? Proverbs, let's see, name of the Lord. Strong tower. All right, the name of the Most High is a strong tower. Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So the Most High has his prophets out here declaring his name and his son's name. All right, so you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that want to still be in this so-called, Christianity thing. All right, this white Jesus stuff, are you worshiping an idol? All right, and you've been warned that you're worshiping an idol, and that's not what the Messiah looks like. All right, and that's a very egregious offense to the Heavenly Father and his Son. All right, when you bow down to an idol of white Jesus, okay, and you want to keep doing it, and you just ignore the prophets, okay, well, let's see how that works for you. All right. But yeah, food pantries are expecting to be busier. All right, back to the topic at hand, and this is gonna, keep increasing, So let's get this last video. This is Memphians, people in Memphis. All right, respond to November SNAP benefits.
Story 9.
Freeze. All right, so this is fair use. Let's let it play.
In 9 days, SNAP benefits in Tennessee will become unavailable due to the government shutdown, impacting hundreds of thousands of Memphians. Action News 5's Caitlin Miller spoke with State Senator London Lamar and some Memphians about the effects this could have in the Bluff City.
I'm here at the Tennessee Department of Human Services, where many Memphians come every day to get set up with SNAP benefits. But now, many people are here asking questions about what will happen once their benefits become unavailable starting November 1st.
It goes out for the single mothers that got kids. Now, what can we do?
You could have stayed with your man. All right. You could have treated him right. You could have not did him bogus. All right. And this is the serpent. All right, beguiling Eve to push the Israelite man out of the house. All right, and to rely on Esau, this goddamn so-called white man. All right, to feed you. All right, to give you Section 8 and WIC and SNAP. And now Esau's taking those goodies away. All right, you're gonna come crawling back to the Israelite man. All right, but every last one of your baby daddies, all right, is it has a bone to pick with you. All right, for the way you did him. All right, so so now you're out of luck. All right, you're SOL. All right.
We can't feed our kids, let alone if we do have jobs. Again, what can we do? Because that was helping us.
Outrage and uncertainty, two things many Memphians who have depended on SNAP, like Cornisha, are feeling as the benefits are set to freeze. The Tennessee Department of Human Services confirmed this will be the case on their website if the government shutdown continues into November 1st. This means nearly 700,000 Tennesseans, roughly 152,000 living in Shelby County, will lose a food source many rely on to feed their families. And it's not just in Tennessee. Arkansas and Mississippi are also at risk of losing SNAP funding, which would leave about 240,000 in Arkansas and 385,000 Mississippians without benefit.
But it's more than just these 3 states. It's 25 states. All right, if I'm not mistaken. So basically half the U.S. And then it's not, it's big important states where we got a lot of people too, like California. So it's lucky. Let this play.
The Mid-South Food Bank says they conducted a pulse survey of their partner agencies across all 3 states and found over half of respondents noted an increased need for food assistance over the past 3 months. And that's before any benefits have been impacted. State Senator London Lamar is calling for federal lawmakers to prioritize the people they serve over politics so nobody has to go hungry.
What you're seeing is this Democrat, Republican.
Yeah, but this is on purpose. Nothing happens in politics, all right, unless it's on purpose. So, that's why they're not moving with any type of urgency, to try and to come to a solution for this shutdown. That's why they're dragging their feet, because they want this to happen. All right, this is intentional, okay? And we believe that they're gonna let you take the SNAP or the EBT benefits back if you do the digital ID thing, which the digital ID is not the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, all right? But don't sleep on the digital ID infrastructure, because that is the infrastructure leading up to the mark of the beast. You understand? So when you see, all this stuff about the digital ID, like in the UK, all right, because eventually that digital ID is going to be formatted into a chip, and that's the mark of the beast, so we want to keep our eyes peeled, all right, when we see the infrastructure for the mark of the beast getting set up, Anyway, Salaki, let me let this play again.
Makers to prioritize the people they serve over politics so nobody has to go hungry.
What you're seeing is this Democrat, Republican fighting. The people on opposite sides of the end won't come to the table, negotiate, and put people first. That is going to kill our state, that's going to kill our country, and is most importantly going to hurt families and kids.
For now, there are still 9 days left for those in Washington to come together and reopen the government before SNAP benefits are impacted. In Memphis, Caitlin Miller, Action News 5.
Yeah, so there you go. This could very well be, a key event, all right, to bring Jacob's trouble, to that next higher level. All right, this is Jeremiah 30:5. It says, "For thus saith Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." And that's the elect. That's the he there. All right. So, with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And shalom to all you brothers out there and you good amount of sisters. Shalom.